Hello everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw Jules from Fortnite. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you don't want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself. Get us going. Alright, Jules. Alright, so I'm going to go for an action pose. I'm going to change it up. I'm going to mix it up because, you know, I've drawn enough people just standing there. I want to do fighting pose or, you know, just action. Gotta make it different. I gotta give you something different to draw. So I gotta, you know, give you some variety. Okay. The trick is I gotta do this in my mind first. You know, I gotta figure out how she's gonna look position wise, and then how to get her there, or how to draw all the details, guessing that how it would look. Does that make sense? And what I mean by that is, you know, all I have are screenshots of the costume, and I have to make up the rest just by putting her in this position and saying, okay, if the knee pad is here, how would the knee pad look if it was bent this way or facing this way? So that's kind of the fun of drawing, is you got to figure it all out, but it's also a challenge. So it's kind of fun. So that's why I want you to learn how to draw, so you can start to do this stuff. Okay, so let's see. Gonna have her. If I have time, I want to draw like the what is that that big wrench that she has. If not, we're just gonna make a fist. But I'm gonna kind of position it so we can, and see if we can get there. Okay, and let me see, let me finish up. I was starting to draw the detail, but I always tell you guys this, don't do that. Finish up your pose first, and then you can add the detail. Let's see, have the hand out, go like that. Yeah, so let's see, so I gotta draw like a big old glove, big old welding glove. Like this. The nice thing is, well, it's going to be harder once I color. The nice thing is, most of her is just anatomy, you know, like her arm is just, you know, human anatomy. The tricky part is going to be all the tattoos. It's a little long for the arm there, but that's okay. You know what? It looks good. It's a good, dramatic pose, so it might be a little bit longer than or bigger than it's supposed to be, but I think it'll work. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Draw knee pads. Draw one leg rolled up in pants. So now I can start to add that detail. And this is pretty smooth. The sketch came out pretty easily because I knew where I was going to go. Let's just see if I can get the pipe wrench thing. guess her axe, right? I guess that's technically what it is. I'm gonna see if I can draw it. If not, like I said, I'm just gonna, you know, fake it, and we're just gonna draw the gloved hand and a fist. But I'm gonna try to do it real quick. I think we got enough time. The sketch came out pretty fast that I can probably get away with doing it. The problem is, usually, I mean, I haven't done one in a while because nobody was really watching them. Usually I just draw the axes on their own, but because there's usually a lot of detail in them. But I think I can get away with just faking this one real quick. I think that'll work. Okay, alright, so let me add some detail to her face. Let's see. There's the other trick is I'm choosing a new position for her face. So I have to adjust for that, account for that her head is turned. Or angled differently, I guess is really the word I should be saying. It's not turned. Unless down is a position of turning. That'll work. Here we go. Okay, let's see, how is her hair? There's a piece of hair flying back. The rest is hanging in front. See that here? Okay, sorry if I go quiet, but sometimes when I'm concentrating, my brain disappears. My brain shuts down because I can only do two things at once. What's the old you can't walk and chew gum at the same time? I can't draw and talk at the same time. Sometimes. Obviously, sometimes I can because I don't shut up, right? Okay. That arm should be a little butch. Maybe I can thin it down a little bit. Let's see what we can do. Yeah, it's a little big. It's a little big. Let's reduce it down a little bit. It came out a little bigger than I expected. There we go. Yeah, much better. Okay. Ooh, that was really big. I'm glad I redid that. This leg's a bit big too, but that's okay. You know what? Let's just keep going. I think that'll work. Okay. I think that's enough for the sketch. I'm gonna draw the pigtails. I almost forgot that. Okay. right. Okay, so let me start erasing. I got to get moving here. That sketch took me a little bit longer than I expected. It was moving fast, and then I just slowed down at the very end though. So let me erase some of these sketch lines, because the confidence lines are all I really need. And it took me quite a few sketch lines to get there, so I've got to get rid of some of them. I want the Sharpie to stand out, not my sketch. So I'm just going to make some of this disappear, and then we'll welcome everybody that skipped over to this next portion of the video. All right. That's enough. I can barely see it. I want it to stand out. Okay, let's get going. Welcome, skippers. Welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but the pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that the fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of it, but left myself a small ghost of an image that I can use to trace over, or guide me, so to speak. Hold on, I just lost my picture. And I've got her at a specific angle, so bear with me. We got our head tilted and turned to the side, so I'm going to draw her eye, the top of her eyelids, like this. Okay, so you see how she's kind of twisted like that? That's what we're going for. So I'm going to draw the retinas, the color part of the eye, like that. And I'm going to go ahead and just hit the pupil just a little bit like this. That's all I can do, because mine is so tiny and so small, I don't want it to bleed. So I'm just going to give it a little bit like that. Now, what I normally try to do for the girls are add just a little bit of makeup, kind of a cat eye kind of look. I know she doesn't have cat eye makeup, but it helps when there's only so much I can do. I can try to draw a few, but see how that's starting to get blurry? I don't want to go too far, so I'm just going to add a little bit over here too, and then stop, because like I said, I'm going to start to blur the lines if I go anymore. So for the bottom of the eye, that's all I'm going to do is just kind of go in just a little bit, and that's it. I've got the hair kind of splitting over, so let me go ahead and draw the hair real fast, and that'll help guide us as to what's going to happen here. So right there is where it's going to start. That's the top of her head. Normally her forehead's right here, but because I have her head kind of tilted, we're going to draw the top of her head and just come in like this. Okay, and that'll give us an edge to have a start-stop point, so to speak, so we know where we're drawing from. Okay, so same thing, we'll call that the forehead right there. And this will, let me start drawing this hair real fast before I get into it too much and start drawing lines that don't exist for you. Okay, so there you go. That's going to be our edge for the face, and then we'll come back to the hair in a second. So I can give her eyebrows like that. Pretty simple, but again, she's kind of tilted down, so that's why I wanted to position them like that first. And since she's positioned like that, I can go ahead and draw the bridge of her nose like this, because normally I don't draw the bridge of the nose, but because we're turning towards an edge, you can see more of it. So I'm going to go ahead and define a little bit like that and give her the front of that nose. So her mouth, I'm going to go ahead and draw like this. I'll go ahead and give her the bulb of the nose like that, just a little bit, and I'll go ahead and draw that part again, just to define a few things, and draw the top lip like this, the bottom lip a little bit more because of the way she's turned, and that means I can draw the chin right here because it's right down the center, and then work my way back up. So here's her jawline to her cheekbone. It's a little thin, but that's okay. I'll make it work. And so this part of the hair, we're going to do, it's kind of curled in like that, just a little bit. And again, it's going to define a few places for us, so I can draw the edge of the jaw over here. Oh, and I'm going to start to thicken stuff up. So it's a little pointy, should have been more like this, but hey, that's going to get the job done. You know, it's going to define what we needed. So, since that's the top of her hair, I'm going to go ahead and define a few more edges like this. And yeah, I'm going to start to thicken up the edge because when I switch over to this Sharpie, it's a lot thicker, and you're going to see a huge difference. So, so that's what I'm going to get ready to start to do. So her ear, I'm going to put right here, behind that big lock of hair. Something like that. And then I'm going to draw those glasses, but I think I want to switch over to the big Sharpie now. I think it's about time. I'm just going to define a few more lines of hair just to give us some definition. I mean, that's why I said define, right? Definition. All right, so for her glasses, I'm going to go ahead and draw the top of the bridge, connect them like that, and that's going to go back down. So now I can draw the actual lenses. So I'm going to come in here and do this. And I'm going to define some more of it in a second. I just wanted to give myself some edges. It looks funny. It looks like mouse ears. Kind of something like that. Okay. All right, so that means now I can draw the rest of her the glasses. I can't think of words right now. I'm so sorry. My brain's just not here. So I can draw more of her hair coming out. It's around behind those glasses. Straps. The straps of the glasses. Man, my brain's just not here. I'm so sorry. For her hair, we're gonna go ahead and just come in here and do one of these. This side over here is doing the same thing. It's coming like that because it's gonna start to go into the ponytail. So I'm gonna just define it like this. That's where I'm gonna put it. We're gonna say I'm gonna do this one over here too. So now I'm just gonna kind of play around with a little bit of an edge. It's gonna be all blackened in, so I'm not too worried about the actual like zigzag technique I've been doing before. But I'm just gonna play around with locks. Like I said, I just don't have words today. I'm so sorry. Let's do some of that. That'll kind of define a few little edges for us. There we go. All right. Okay, so I've got this arm up and this one sticking out. So see, her neck is kind of covered up by the braids. Man, I just don't have my words today. So all I really have to do is draw her shirt like this, and then we'll say that her neck kind of does one of these. And then I've got this arm up, so the shoulder is going to be raised up like this. And maybe I should draw the body so you see where we are. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to say this shoulder is down like that. Then her chest is through here, coming into her waist like that. And I'm going to draw the edge of her shirt like this. So that means I can draw her stomach like that, but I've got her hunched over a little bit, so yeah, so you don't see as much as you do normally. All you can see is what's viewable from this hunch. All right, so she's going to be with this arm raised up, so that means it's going to go up like this. There is the edge of her shirt, her armpit. Now you see where the arm is going to be, okay? So we're going to do the bicep like this to the forearm, but there's a big old glove there, right? So we're going to use that as a start-stop point. And it's a little bit bigger than it should be. I'm just all over the place today. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Let's see if we can clean that up, make it a little bit smaller, a little more consistent. Let's see, and there's going to be her shoulder, like that. There we go. Maybe I can thin that up a little bit for you. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do just a glove sticking out. So I'm going to do kind of like a welder's glove, a little wrist part like that, little connector. I'll do some detail in a second. I just wanted to add that. So there's going to be the little metal piece on the back. Their hand is pretty much just going to be doing this. So there's nothing really crazy. So there's the thumb. There's the index finger. And then we'll just draw up like the middle finger back like that, and that's all you can see because it's pretty much the side of the hand. You can't see the pinky and that stuff back there. And we'll just say that's the side view. Okay. And again, there's not much I really got to do here because it's the side of the hand, and it's a glove, so it's hidden. Okay, so this arm we're gonna stick out. Let's go ahead and do the legs first, and then we'll come back to do the arm because I want to do the wrench, but I got to draw the leg first because it's got to go through. So let's just go ahead and keep going. She's got that welding rag. It's not a rag. It's a protective. Again, I don't have words. I'm so sorry. It's been a long day, but I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna get through this with you. It's a protective. It's a welding protective material. It protects you from the weld. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. All right. So here's her little satchel that's on the side here. We'll add some detail. Let's see, so basically it's going to go over like this. Forgot there's two. There you go, something like that. Okay, so this leg is just sticking out, so there's not much we got to do. It's just a cloth. So let's see, her crotch is back behind that basically, so that's where her legs are going to spread to the knee pad. Something like that. And I'm gonna, you know how I do my pants all stretched out whenever they spread out like this. Let's add a little bit of detail for the knee pad. And then I'll come back and add some more in a second. And so I'm just going to do pants, kind of ripped out like that. And the boots. And again, this one's exaggerated from the way that she's standing all in a dramatic pose like that. And I don't see laces, so we're just going to draw the little things that they got over for laces. Okay. All right. Oops. Okay, and there is like an X. I should probably do that with color, but it's too late. That it's okay because it makes it stand out, you know. And usually when I got people spread out like this, I say that the cloth is all stressed out there, so that's why I like to add my extra little stretches and details. So okay, so let's finish up this leg over here. Like I said, I got to do this first so I can do the wrench. And so she has a little satchel on this side too. Let's see. But there's also a strap going across. Something like that. So I just want to make sure I did that first so I don't accidentally draw one through the other, you know. Alright, so again, I'm just going to draw pants. And this way to the knee. Then we're going to draw the knee pad. Okay, I'll add that detail in a second. This side of the pants are rolled in, so we're going to add just a little bit of extra detail. Okay, and then I'm going to draw our boots. And again, we'll add that detail. So cool, we should have enough time. Looks like we're going to make it. I was worried about taking too long. Oops, now I'm getting crazy. Taking too long to do the rest of it, to not have enough time for the wrench. Okay. Alright, so again, let me add some detail on this side real fast. Okay. Nope. One more little thing. Let me add some detail on that side. Nothing but a strap. So I don't have to worry too much about that. Okay. Alright, so let's get going this other side. So this arm is tucked in just a little bit so you can see more muscular detail because the bumps kind of overlay each other. So that's basically what we're going for there. So she's not super big and bulky armed, but it's just the way her arm is tucked in over itself that you can see more definition on that side. So I'm going to draw her forearm. Oh, she's got a glove. I forgot about that. I messed up. Well, let's see if we can fix this. So we'll say the glove is hanging down a little bit like that. Okay, I can make it work. Coming down like this. Right. Okay, so now I gotta draw the let's see, the thumb over like this, and I want to draw that first because the wrench is going to be in front of behind these fingers, and the fingers are going to be in front. So I'm going to do like this. Okay, because when you draw something, let's see, I don't have anything in my hands. It's close. We'll just do this. Because when you draw something, the fingers are floating, and this is underneath the finger, so you got to give it room for where the other thing is. And that wrench is pretty big, so it's going to be like this. So that's why I wanted to give it room to be there, basically. Okay, so to draw the wrench, let's see, I've already sketched it out, but now I had to change things up, so let's see if I can get this going. Let's draw the handle, and I'm just going to eyeball it. The handle's coming down like this, and this side's coming down like this, and that'll give us the size and the placement. And I'm going to bring it in like this. It's going to get smaller as it goes. Then it has the attachments. And like I said, I probably should have sketched it, or I probably should have used a ruler, but I'm just going to eyeball it. Okay, there's the handle. Like that. And it looks like it's wrapped around, so I'm going to add like some wrapping lines like that, or whatever this material is. Okay. Awesome. All right, so for the other part, let's see. Again, I sketched it, but it's over here, so let's just see if we can make this work. So I'm gonna kind of come in here and add the extra piece. It's got this jaw-like thing. Okay, so that means I can draw this part coming back. Let's see, that's going to be back here. That. It's not too bad for eyeballing. All right. I mean, it's not, you know, not 100%. There's obviously some corrections that we can make. Let's see. Oops, I'm losing a picture. Right. Okay, I have some detail in that hand in a second. I just want to get this part done to make it work. Let's see, so this part's going to go through here, going to come back like a crescent wrench, and come up here like this, which is going to go through. That'll work. All right, and we're not too far over. I didn't want to go too far over in time, just because I don't want you to have to watch an hour-long video or anything like that. You know, I want to keep it simple, keep it short. We got stuff to do. You know, I got Pop-Tarts to make. I got pancakes to eat. Obviously, I'm hungry. So let me just add just a few lines for the gloves. And clean up her arm a little bit here. There we go. So there, I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is Jules from Fortnite. So here's my colored version. You can color it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.